what's up, guys? Paul Gilly here. Welcome back to Gilly Custom. We're here on the site of the future Gilly Custom workshop, which right now is my barn, which I'm sure you've seen me build in my previous videos, attached to the house right over there. Not attached, but you know, next to the house, our house that we're building, where we're gonna live once it's done. This is building the dream one tree at a time, building that house. And we built this barn, sort of like a barn with no walls. Anyways, built it from our own trees here on our own property. Milled up the logs with our Woodland Mills sawmill, and it's coming along slowly but surely. That's always my answer. How's the house coming along, Paul? Slowly but surely. So, anyways, a couple of exciting things going on. So, first of all, not too long ago was my YouTube birthday. So, yeah, 1 year on YouTube. So, also pretty recently, a little more recently than that, I made my first dollar on YouTube. Yeah, first dollar. Swimming in it now. Still got to work. It's not gonna cut it. But it was very nice making that dollar though. So I took that dollar and a whole bunch of other dollars, and I bought a new toy for the workshop. So I'd like to introduce you to the Woodmaster. I call it Woody. Sheriff Woody. Sheriff Woody the Woodmaster, because he's the law around the workshop. But what is the Woodmaster? A better question would be, what is it not? It's a lot of things. Primarily, it's a planer. It's a planer and a moulder. What's a moulder? It's a machine for making molding, aka trim, like different profiles on wood that you see around your house, around your windows and doors, and all that good stuff. The Woodmaster can make lots of different types of molding. It's also a planer, like I said. It will take rough cut lumber and plane it nice and pretty. It can take any lumber and plane it down to the thickness you want, but it's got all kinds of other accessories too. You do all kinds of other cool stuff with it. It is a multi-function machine. Now, of course, I got the idea to get this Woodmaster from none other than my old buddy Dan at Two Guys Timber Framing. He's got a Woodmaster. He does all kinds of stuff with his. And I saw that. I was watching his videos. I was like, man, I need me one of those. So, Dan, as always, good advice. This thing is sweet, though. So I got it used because brand new, they're really expensive. I got it used from a semi-retiring woodworker who no longer had need of it. And I got a very good deal on it. Very, very good deal. So I did have to fix/swap out a few things, so I'm going to show you that right now. So here's one thing I had to swap out on it. Now, this thing's got two motors. It's got this gigantic honkin' motor, which runs the planer head. And then it's got this less gigantic motor, which runs the feed rollers. It's got these rollers up in here that feed the material in. Now, one thing, I went ahead and ordered new feed rollers because these are worn out. They work, but they're pretty worn. So I went ahead and ordered some new ones from Woodmaster. That way, when these do actually give out, I'll have some new ones. This little guy right here, this is the speed controller for the feed motor. So you turn it on, and you can set the speed, how fast you want the material to feed in. That is a mod. The stock one was, I think I somehow fried it. I'm not sure. The previous owner of this machine had this other electronic board hooked up to it to modify some stuff on it, like to make it reverse and all this stuff. And I don't know what was going on with it, but anyways, I had to replace it. It was a little weird. There's the on-off switch for the big motor that runs the planer head. And yeah, you want to see it in action? Well, today's your lucky day. I happen to have here a big old pile of maple boards that I milled. Now, the really cool thing about this maple is, number one, it came from a tree in my backyard. And number two, this is some of the first wood that I milled on my Woodland Mill sawmill. I'm not kidding. When I got the mill, this was one of the first trees. I think it was the first tree that I milled. I might have first tested it on some junk tree just to see. But then the first actual tree that I milled was this maple right here. There's some other maple is thrown in there as well, but most of that is from that same original tree that I first milled. So I milled it, and it's been a couple years now, and then it just I had it stacked and stickered and drying out. It's nice and dry now, so we're gonna plane all this, and we're gonna make, not my house unfortunately with it, we're gonna make some cabinets. I got a cabinet job that I gotta do, and I told them that their wood for their cabinets would be locally sourced. I wasn't kidding. This is going to be a bunch of cabinets in these good folks' kitchen. So I'm going to show you that too, by the way, in another video. I'm going to show you how I make cabinets. But for now, let's go ahead and test Sheriff Woody here with this maple. Let's see how it does planing this beautiful hardwood. And I bet you we're going to find some nice stuff in here. We're going to find some ambrosia maybe. Cool stuff. Let's break it open and find out. Stop it right there, but how about that? That is beautiful. I knew it. Ambrosia. It's ambrosia maple right there. Beautiful stuff. But I don't know if you could tell there, but it was struggling. But guess what? It wasn't the Woodmaster that was struggling. Woodmaster was doing just fine. It's the dang dust collector that couldn't keep up. See, the Woodmaster is making some big shavings. I mean, it's taking off a lot at a time and leaving a real nice surface. It's got some oomph. That dust collector, see, I kind of went cheap. I got a Wen. See, Wen. I've had a couple Wen tools before, and you know, they haven't been bad, but this guy, I mean, it's got good suction. It sucks, you know, the way it's supposed to. But it just can't keep up with the Woodmaster, is what it seems like. What was happening was it kept getting clogged up down in here, and I kept having to come over here, open up this side, and you know, take a stick. I'm not sticking my hand in there, but take a stick and just kind of clear out the clog so that this could flow into there properly. Luckily, there's a solution to that problem. So this Woodmaster has a standard planer head on there right now. That's what came with it. I ordered some accessories from Woodmaster, some modifications. One of the things that I ordered was a helical head. Now, a regular planer head usually has like 3 straight knives on it that just slice across the top. A helical head has a whole bunch of little tiny segmented blades, and they're all set up in a kind of a, you know, spiral type pattern on there, and there's like I don't know, a couple hundred of them, or 100 and something of them on there. Lots of benefits. For one thing, it makes smaller chips, so I don't think this will be an issue with the helical head. We'll find out when I put it on, but I don't think it'll be an issue. Also, because of, you know, less friction, it's quieter, it's gonna run smoother, it's gonna run more efficiently, all kinds of benefits. So I went ahead and broke down and got that helical head because I knew that I wanted it. So as soon as I stick it on there, we're going to test this again with the maple and see how it does. I think it's going to do great. Again, much smaller wood chips, less likely to clog. Because, I mean, look at the size of this stuff. I mean, look at that. It's making these huge chunks, these big peels, you know, which is awesome. it's awesome that it's that the Woodmaster has the power to be able to take off that much at a time. But you just need a dust collector that can really keep up. Now, Woodmaster also makes their own dust collectors, and I kind of want one, but it's not in the cards quite yet. But we'll see. We'll see. You never know. In the meantime, I'm going to show you some of the accessories that I ordered from Woodmaster to kind of soup up this old thing. Got some cool accessories. Check it out. I went ahead and took the hat off. I can show you what this thing looks like on the inside. So this guy, and then the other one in there. These are the feed rollers. As you can see, like I said, it's pretty worn out, pretty beat up. I got new ones. I'm going to show you in a second. This is the main planer head. Now, see, it's got the straight blades right here, very sharp. 1, 2, and 3. And yes, it's a little rusty. I'm gonna have to clean that up and give it a little oiling. But that planer head, this whole shaft right here, it actually easily comes out, and you can put all kinds of other cool accessories in there. So, I'll take you over here. These are a couple of the other accessories. There's a drum sander head. That can go on there. It just pops right in. This right here is another shaft that goes in there with a slot for putting Moulder knives in it. You put the knife on the one side and the balancer on the other side, and basically that's how you make all your trim. This is just an example of some Moulder knives, right? You want to make a piece of wood that's got that profile to it, you put this knife on it. Yeah, it's got a whole bunch of different profiles of knives in here. Here's another one. You know, so you can make a piece of trim that has that shape to it. Well, the opposite of this, because this is what it cuts out. So, you know what I mean. So you can make crown molding and baseboard and all kinds of cool stuff. And the gentleman who sold me this thing gave me a whole box of all these different Moulder knives that can mount onto this guy and make all kinds of trim. So that's pretty cool. Another thing we got here, this here is another shaft that goes on there. On that shaft, you can put blades, rip cutting blades. So it's got 2 of these. I went ahead and bought 2 bigger ones as well, so I can do a little bit thicker wood. So yeah, there we go. And you just mount those things on this shaft wherever you want. You can put 2 of them on there if you want. And then you run a piece of wood in there, and it cuts both edges nice and straight. So that is a pretty awesome feature. These are the new feed rollers that I got. These are urethane as opposed to the rubber of the old one. They're just going to hold up longer, I think. Take more of a beating. And then this guy is serrated, also a feed roller. Extra good for sappy wood or rough cut wood, you know, which is a lot of what I'm doing here with all the pine that I'm going to be working with. This thing really kind of grips it, and I think it should work pretty well. Now for some other cool stuff that I bought to go with this thing. Here is that helical head I was talking about. See that? So these funny looking things are all cutting blades. So instead of making big wide shavings like the regular head makes, this is going to make much smaller wood chips, which should go through that dust collector a lot more easily. And which is also going to mean this thing's going to run more efficiently, quieter, all that good stuff. And ultimately leave a better surface, I think. And then the other cool thing about this, sometimes if you hit a really hard part of the wood, you'll nick the blade. Well, these little guys, they have 4 sides to them. They're even numbered. 1, 2, 3, and 4. If one of them gets nicked or goes dull or whatever, you just rotate it. You rotate it, and then you got 4 uses out of each one. So rather than having to replace the entire blade because of one little nick, you just rotate it, and there you go. And then when it's, you know, all used up, you just swap it out, and you can swap out just one individual little cutter instead of the entire blade. So it's pretty handy. Now, the really cool thing, the really cool accessory that Woodmaster makes that I bought is a dual router system for the outfeed of the table. So let me explain. On the outfeed of the table, where it comes out, it's got a thing where it's got two routers, one here and one there. And you can route both sides of the piece of wood going through here at the same time, while it's also doing something right here. So you could have like the planer head going, or the rip saw or whatever, cutting it to width, or however you do that. And then on the outfeed, the router can be cutting the edges into a tongue and groove, or whatever it is you're going to do. Usually it's a tongue and groove type thing. So you have some matched router bits that they go one in each router, and you cut yourself a tongue and groove or something. Here, let me show you. You got these bits here, right? They're well, one goes upside down. One router's this way, the other one's upside down. So these things are kind of opposite. And one's the tongue, one's the groove. It's got that V-notch on there. That's how I'm going to cut all of my wood planking for my floors and my ceilings in my house. They're going to go through this Woodmaster. And instead of having to do, you know, the planing, and then the edge, and then the other edge, and then the groove on the one side, and then the tongue on the other side, this is going to cut the number of steps down by quite a bit. So let's unbox that. This right here, this I think is a new bed for the, yep, and it's going to mount those routers on the outfeed side. So. Yep, here it is. Other accessories. Oh, that is cool. See, it's a double router system where one goes in one side, one in the other, and this will mount on the outfeed. It looks like it's got an extra feed roller too. That's what that belt is for. And it's gonna mount on the back of the Woodmaster for that router system. Look at that. They even gave me some router bits, some tongue and groove router bits to go with it. That's pretty cool. And then kind of routers. We got two of these 3.5 horsepower Milwaukee routers. These things are beasts. And I got two of them. Heck yeah. Can't wait to try all this out. This is awesome. Now, before I get all that stuff installed, I'm gonna go ahead and get that helical head on here, because I want to plane some maple. I want to see what difference it makes using the helical head as opposed to the straight blades. So we're gonna go ahead and replace that. This is my first attempt, so I'm not gonna film it because I'll probably be painfully slow. I know some guys get it done in 5-10 minutes. Never done before. Well, when I was buying it from the guy I got it from, did I mention I got it from this gentleman who was downsizing his shop? He did show me how to do it. Real nice guy, by the way. He did show me how to do it. So I replaced one head with another. I don't remember what it was. I think I replaced the planer head with a Moulder head or something on the day I picked it up. But I haven't touched it since. So I'm going to give this a shot. I don't exactly remember, but I think I can figure it out. I'll let you know how it goes. And time. Okay, it took me about 15 minutes. And I bet you I could get it done in 5 minutes next time. That wasn't bad at all. There's that helical head on there. Ooh, that's sharp. I probably shouldn't touch that with the holes in my gloves. But there it is. So we're going to attempt to plane some maple again this time. Let's see what happens.
All right, here we go. Same maple board to get a little thinner. Oh yeah. Looking great so far. That was great.
Okay, that was a major win. First of all, I mean, it was smooth before, but now, oh my gosh, way smoother. I mean, noticeably smoother. And it was a lot quieter than it was before. And the dust collector had no problem. No problem, no clogging up this time. The wood chips are a lot smaller. You can kind of see those on top. Much smaller wood chips, meaning no clogs. Helical head for the win, baby. Oh yeah. All right, man, that is a sweet planer. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this Woodmaster. And the Wen, it's doing okay now. Doing okay, now that I'm not overstuffing it. So I now have a much more efficient way of planing down this wood than I did before. This is good. This is good. Now, as you can see, I got my work cut out for me, pun intended. I got to plane all of these maple boards for these cabinets I'm going to make. So, now that we got a Woodmaster with a helical head, that shouldn't take too long. Shouldn't take too long. I don't know how long. We're going to find out because I'm going to get started right now. As far as the other accessories, the rip saw, the drum sander head, and the Moulder, and most of all, the dual router system for the outfeed. That it's gonna take me a minute to figure out how to install that and to play with it and dial it in just right. I promise though, I will make another video showing that once I got it figured out. So stay tuned for that. There will be more. You will be seeing more of the Sheriff here in over at Gilly Custom here, and I hope you liked it. I know I do. In the meantime, I'm gonna get to work. I'll take it easy. Catch you on the next one. God bless.